Theo eyed his new surroundings curiously, noting the piles of unused tiles and pipes. Across what little floor existed, there was a sharp drop, from which a blinding light and tremendous heat emanated. Besides this abyss sat... that bloody robot.
Locked in. Building materials. These stacks of materials are most likely intended for construction purposes. Oh yeah, one would assume. Electrical bot. A busy little drone, making sure the power is in the right place, hopefully at the right time.
Theo firmly averted his eyes from the robot and simply pretended that it did not exist. Theo focused on the path ahead, choosing to politely ignore the annoyance in the room. A shifting wall of energy was barring his progress. Perhaps turning off that strange machine would help. With the barrier successfully disabled, Theo was happy to move on and leave that robotic liability behind. Surely the killer couldn't be too far now.
Robotic liability. Cats and robots, man.
Entering another area with limited flooring, Theo wondered why all of these rooms seemed so unfinished. Maybe it was starting to look like Theo might have a tail. No pun intended.
Ramshackle wall. All made of garbage and I-beams. Bored robots aren't the best architects, it seems.
Oh, apparently Theo's new friend had some value after all. As the oblivious robot scampered over an obvious switch, Theo braced for the consequences. When none presented themselves, he decided to stay on alert. There was no way he was safe while that machine was bumping into things.
Okay, we have a second addition to the puzzles now. We have the little robot friend.
Contemplating the state of the room ahead, Theo reluctantly accepted that perhaps the robot's help might be necessary.
In the most begrudging way possible, Theo acknowledges. Out of order sign. A sign warning potential passengers of a broken elevator. Recently placed. A lava pipe. The heat coming from this pipe is so extreme, it's a wonder the whole thing hasn't melted.
As he threw a disparaging glance at the machine, Theo noticed some worn writing on his chassis. D4Z. As a loud noise reverberated behind Theo, he wondered just what he had done to be cursed with a trundling mishap. Though his companion seemed to be some kind of cosmic setback magnet, Theo had to admit, Daz was endearing, aggravatingly so.
Trundling cosmic mishap.
Overwhelmed by the heat pouring from the broken machine, Theo mourned the obvious failings of engineering safety standards. How on earth was he going to reach the elevators beyond this mess?
A rupture. Heavily damaged machine. That will probably require a specialist or two. Hopefully it's not too important. Okay, the blue dots are just like the red dots. It's where Daz will move the next turn.
Theo flinched when he heard the now familiar sound of Daz activating another switch. He cautiously opened his eyes and was pleasantly surprised to see something positive had finally come from this robot's help. As Daz hurried into the elevator, Theo found himself growing slightly less aggrieved. Perhaps having the little fellow around might even be useful. As the elevator rattled to a screeching halt, Theo found himself suspended on what could kindly be referred to as a rough and ready bridge, or not so kindly as an invitation to a long plummet to certain death. Theo watched as Daz leapt gracefully down onto the scaffold to aid in his journey across.
Thick. Foundry, a key component in weapon manufacturing and the perfect place for the finale of an 80s-era action movie. Geothermal generator. An answer to the question of why evil geniuses are always in close proximity to magma flows. Not sure it's worth the risk, though.
Theo stared at him, shaming Daz with his steely gaze.
One more clicky-dealy. But where is it?
Hopefully, he hadn't broken anything important.
Let's step forward and get Daz to come into view here.
Considering the barrier ahead of him, Theo wondered if Daz could assist him once more, with the right guidance, of course.
I think I'm gonna need this
Theo
one.
took a moment to brace himself for a potential failure on Daz's part. Theo found he quite enjoyed the company of the small robot, when he wasn't actively annoying him. The unlikely companions set off into the cave,
Ah, okay.
ignoring
The
tribal
light was
warnings
the last
decorating
blinky.
the entrance. They were probably just for show anyway.
It annoys me to miss
large
the blinky
chamber was
dealies,
filled
but
with the
we'll
clanks
deal
and
with it.
groans of tortured metal, punctuated by the steady drip of stagnant oil.
Like ruptured chunks. Well, the ground seems to have ruptured damaging the assembly line here. Or disassembly line, hard to say. But there are tendrils of some kind over that crack in the ground. Tendrils never being a particularly good thing. Graveyard. Dangling bot corpse. Not particularly upsetting for any organics, but a truly harrowing sight for robot kind. Okay, there are 3 clickables. Nathaniel's robots. When secrecy is paramount, sometimes you need to build your own assistants. Laser bot blueprint. Breakdown of the components used in the creation of laser robots. Apparently they contain worrying amounts of unstable materials. Worrying amounts.
Faced with a seemingly impassable split in the floor, Theo stopped to think of a way around. Wait, did he just... disregarding the danger, Daz bravely leapt into the chasm to aid his feline companion. Surely he'd be fine.
Oh.
No.
Well. Goodbye, new friend. The
Stunned
airlock.
by the loss of poor Daz, Theo slowly padded onwards, barely noticing the more polished and functional walls around him.
A whole area filled with that glowing algae with 2 robots caught in it. Anomalous bot. A fairly worried robot coated in glowing algae and held aloft by forces outside of comprehension. An orange hazardous environment suit, bringing with it an implicit warning. Really should pay more attention when it covers how many.
The only way to proceed seemed to be through a strange airlock. As he stepped inside and felt his hair begin to rise, he wondered if something was amiss. Huh? Ah! Ah!
Zap. Well, that's not ominous at all.
Thoroughly perplexed, Theo could only hope he wouldn't spontaneously burst into a cloud of electrons in the near future.
Ripples in the air and things are floating around.
Waiting around here was simply tempting fate.
One tends not to like to burst into a cloud of electrons.
Despite the
just
lingering
the
crackles
basic
of
thing.
energy in his fur, Theo found himself occupied with a rather spectacular plume of fire between himself and his goal.
Algae refinery. Machinery that appears to be refining blue algae into an orange goop. That would explain a lot, Tass, if that was Theo thinking in third person. Biofluid crate. This box contains vials of an odd shimmering goo.
With nothing to hand to bar the flames and unwilling to risk singeing his whiskers, Theo was unsure of how to proceed. There must be something he could do.
We have a new kind of card.
Amazing! It appeared that the mishap Theo had experienced had changed him in some fascinating ways. Before another jet of flame could spring up, Theo slipped deeper into the labs. Hopefully...
Not okay sign. Not at all vague and fairly disheartening. This indicates that there are Terminators past this point.
The worst was over, but if not, these newfound powers could prove quite helpful. Upon entering, Theo noticed there was a bridge leading straight to the door he needed. A definite positive. However, a large section had decided on a career change and was currently enjoying its new life as debris below.
Orange goo. Huge container full of a curious orange fluid, clearly used for experimentation. Lauren's work. An old photograph showcasing Lauren's excellence in her field, taken shortly after her graduation.
Laughing in the face of those without strange abilities, Theo casually willed a path into existence. Theo quickly sauntered across his creation, hoping that physics wouldn't try to reassert itself at an inopportune moment.
Pesky physics. Microscope, making small things appear bigger. For scientific purposes only, of course.
Once again, Theo entered a laboratory which would have been quite easy to cross, if not for the disorganized heap of crates cluttering the corridor. It was always something.
A splicing machine. Chamber thrumming with technology and attached to some kind of receptacle. Something about it rings as familiar. Heaps of cat boxes. A large pile of empty cat boxes. Clearly there was a lot of cats around here at some point. Where did they go? Dun dun dun.
These delays were rapidly becoming infuriating. Glancing at the important-looking hardware in the lab, Theo dismissed a feeling of déjà vu. There was no way he'd been here before.
Punk. Idea of this cat casually
Finally,
scuttling
Theo
along.
rushed through the doors.
Oh dear.
No, no, no! What happened here?
Person plus cat equals cat person. On the little whiteboard. Clone pods. A broken glass pod dripping shimmering goop. A body resembling Nathaniel is curled up inside, motionless. Early failures. A still from security footage of a distorted humanoid figure in a tank. Something about the image feels wrong. Oh, music intensity just kicked up a notch there.
Christ! They can't all be ruined, can they? I built this equipment! I implemented failsafes. Surely some of them must have made it!
Oh, I wonder if this is the voice of Nathaniel.
Oh God, no! It's all gone! What am I going to do? I can't stay trapped like this forever! There's no way I'll be able to start again with things in this state! And it's not like you'd be able to help! You probably don't even understand what's happening right now! Oh God! Lauren!
Was Nathaniel, like, transferred into the mind of the cat? No gene spreading sign. Sign warning of the risk of accidentally splicing genes together. It's not entirely clear how that can happen accidentally. Well, the mystery deepens here.
Oh, well! Whoever did all this to me was bloody thorough! Just look, Theo! All of my work, every scrap of progress, reduced to bent metal and shattered glass!
Ruined samples. A battered medical freezer filled with ruined biological samples. The smell is pungent. Gloves on sign. Very good advice. It is filthy down here. Project notes. A series of scribbled formula and values describing growth defects and clone viability. Seems like there were many failures before success. But yeah, you have the stick figure human, the crude cat, and then the human with cat ears. It's H plus C. And then a lot of gibberish stuff here. Ah, okay, we've got turn actions now.
Clearly, whoever did all of this had some training. I bet it was MI5. Or maybe those umbrella-swinging secret society ponces! It's just their style to break into someone's home and trash everything in the name of Queen and Country. The bastards!
It's umbrella swinging secret society.
Christ! This hardware's supposed to be hard to damage! Well, lesson learned! Don't buy from the bloody Bratva! Strong Russians steal my ass, Koskov! Ah! All my work! My genius! And this is how it ends? I can't even do anything! I'm just along for the ride on the Theo Express! At least our chances of escaping here alive are minimal at best, so I won't have to suffer this joke of an existence for too damn long! Oh, I don't know, Theo. Maybe there's still a chance. We could escape this place and start from the ground up. Even with pause, we could try, and there'd still be viable samples on the bodies back at home. Maybe we could still save her.
Oh, yeah, there were orange speckles on the body on the couch where we started. Novelty Bright Paw Mug. Oh, okay, the different robots in silhouette. A simple caffeine delivery device for humans. Studies show that kooky designs increase productivity by 0.02%. Damaged computer. Another painful sign of how total the damage is in the labs. There it is. Mop and bucket. A mop, not sentimental or special in any way. How sad. I think we can put a side block here. Oh. I kind of botched that. Okay, so we need to get across to here and then ride along. So here.
But it would take years starting from nothing. Even if we did manage to collect viable samples, we'd have no way of storing them for that long. And I never found the chance to make a backup of her mind.
If here? Okay, that still works. You run across to it, and we slide one further down.
Gone. At least Joshua didn't get caught up in all of this. Who am I kidding? I'm not even me! I'm just a copy of Nathaniel's bloody mind squeezed into a brain the size of a tangerine! No offense, Theo. Honestly, it's amazing that we're both still alive in here at all.
It's like Robot Fight Club. Do not step on when active. A very informative sign that applies to most situations. Don't let your bot rot. Repair station sign. This has probably been needed a lot recently.
I've been hiding out in you for months without a body of my own. And when I saw him lying there dead in the house, I thought maybe I'd had my chance. Do you know what's really strange, Theo? The thing I miss most about having a body, more than anything else, is being able to wiggle my toes. It's bizarre. You'd expect something more grandiose. But it all comes down to the little things in the end.
Oh, wiggling. Critical importance, toe wiggling.
I would literally kill to feel a foot cramp again.
Joshua's first day. Quick photograph of young Joshua dressed up in his school uniform, about to head off for his first day. It would explain why the narrator was so
Christ,
frantic.
Watch out for those lasers, will you, Theo? Just remember, anything that happens to you happens to me.
Fire extinguisher. A fire extinguisher. The name is self-explanatory. Not for use on anomalous flames or human skin. A med kit. Classic. An essential item that is hopefully never required. Okay, so if we side block the first one.
So this is all I am now? Just a disembodied voice in a cat. Well, it could be worse, I suppose. The earliest experiments were on lesser creatures. Could you imagine scurrying around here trapped in the body of a mouse? Doesn't bear thinking about. You wouldn't still be up for chasing down the killer, would you, Theo? I'll take that as a yes. Nothing like a bit of revenge to get the blood up.
Still excellent how it ends up being literally somebody else.
I must say, Theo, it is quite a relief to drop the pretense and just talk to you straight for once. I couldn't just be honest with you before, you understand? I mean, what was I supposed to say? Hello, Theo. Don't mind me, I'm just a strange voice in your head. Now be a dear and do exactly as I say.
Abandoned hazmat suit. A discarded hazmat suit thrown to the side in a hurry. Must have been very uncomfortable. Doorstop bot. First industrialization and now this. Is there nothing that robotics cannot achieve? Okay, so we're going to put block here. It will move forward a bit. And then we step on.
God. Why on earth did I make the laser units so skittish? I can't believe I managed to make them so alert and yet so inept.
Sidewalk.
What? That shutter should always be firmly sealed shut. Does this agent have no respect? No common decency at all? Get in there, Theo. I won't let this stand.
Wedge your robot under it, yep.